Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Eldritch Horror and Hypnos Otherworldly Dreams, where we're just about to start episode 1. But before we do, let's make a quick trip to Catweazle's cock-up corner. And here we are. Hope you like the new music. Hopefully I won't get a copyright strike for that. I won't actually, no I won't. But yes, got a bit of jaunty music to replace Terry and June. But we all miss Terry and June, I'm sure. But unfortunately, we can't use it. Anyway, on to Cock-Up Corner. It's not really a cock-up, to be honest. It just relates to the Otherworldly Dreams prelude. I'll pop it up on the screen now and just circle the bit where it sort of kicks in. This, I didn't read this because Hypnos was our actual ancient one, so I didn't read the bit at the bottom. But the bit at the bottom just goes on to say that if Hypnos isn't the ancient one, then you use the adventures. Yeah? Now, it's not really a cock-up, because it doesn't stop you using the adventures if Hypnos is the ancient one. So you can use them if you wish. But what I'll do is I'll take it out. I'll take the adventures out. So you'll see that the adventure token is no longer on Arkham. And we'll just do it without. Yeah. But you can, if you wish, use the adventures. The reason I've took it out is twofold. One, it gives me less to do. So, just abject laziness. Two, is the opportunity to pick up Randolph Carter this early in the game. Well, he is a very, very strong ally. And, you know, let's make it a little bit harder than it otherwise would be. With Randolph, it'd be a little bit easy. So that's not to say we'd have got him. It could have took us 2 or 3 turns to get him, but you know, to pass that influence test. But you know, let's just make my life easier. So we'll take away the adventures. So we won't be doing the adventures in this playthrough. We'll just count on Hypnos to give us all the excitement that we need. Okay, that's it for Catweazle's Cock-Up Corner, and. One other thing to mention, just before we go into the action phase, our lead investigator is going to be Luke, and 3 of our investigators have took Hypnos up on his offer of a clue. So 3 of our investigators are going to lose a health and a sanity, but gain a clue. Those 3 investigators are Jacqueline, William and Carolyn. Luke isn't going to. But I'll explain that once we get into the action phase. Okay, and I think that's it for the introduction. So let's get to the action phase. And here we are at the action phase with our lead investigator, who is Luke Robinson. Okay, Mr. Luke, what are we going to be doing? Well, I think first of all, he's not going to be moving from the moon. There's the Tokyo Gate has been taken there, and he's gone with it. Now, could have took a clue, but he hasn't. The reason being, if he'd taken a clue, he'd have lost a health and a sanity. Sanity I'm not too bothered about, he's got quite a bit of sanity, but he'd have been down to 2 health. And if we're going to send him in a gate, I don't want him going in a gate with 2 sanity, with 2 health. Unfortunately, he wouldn't be able to rest to get a health back after taking the clue, because there is a cultist on the space, and you cannot rest in a space if there is a monster on it. So, because he can't get that health back, I'm not going to take the clue. He remains at 3 health and 7 sanity. So what can he do? If he's not going to move, his options are pretty limited, especially if he can't rest. So what he's going to do is, first of all, he's going to gain another focus for his first action. And then for his final action, he's going to get himself a resource. Now, Resource isn't ideal, but you never know. You know, we may be able to get another resource, and there are a couple of places that count as cities in the Dreamlands, like Ulthar and Leng, for example, and Cellophase is a city as well, so he'll be able to buy stuff, yeah, so get him a resource, and he couldn't get another focus because you can't do the same action twice, and in any event he's now got 2 focus, and that is your limit. Okay, so Luke, yes, he is going to fight the cultist. He doesn't have to, but he is. He could have used his special ability to spend a focus or a sanity to avoid the monster on that space in order to go into the gate. But it's a nice, easy monster. So let's try and defeat it. We can defeat it on the horror check, and he's got a will of 4, so it'll be rolling 3 dice. So it's got a good chance of getting rid of it. So let's try and get rid of it. Then we can pop into the gate and hopefully close it. Okay, so that is it for Luke. Next up is Jacqueline Fine. And here we are with Jacqueline. What's she going to do? Well, first of all, you'll see that she got that extra clue. So she's now on 2 clues. And because of that, she's lost another sanity and she's lost another health. But she doesn't have a monster on her space. So first of all, she is going to rest. So she will now get back up to 3 stamina, which is good. Okay, second action. Well, for a second action, now that we're not going to Arkham, because we don't have the adventure there anymore, she's going to go to space 4 in the Canadian wilderness, and she's going to try and pick up that clue. So she's just going to travel along the local path there and try and pick up that clue. So she's trying to go over to the board, move it up. So she's now at space 4. You'll see that, rather than go across to the board, we'll see that when we get to the encounter phase. One important thing to note before we move on to William is the 2 clues. Luke had 1 clue. Jacqueline has got 2. So currently we have a total of 3 clues with our investigators, and there are 2 clues on the board. There is the clue at space 4 and the clue at space 6. So that is 5 clues are currently out and about. So let's just keep a tally of those. Alright, that's it for Jacqueline. Next up is William. And here we are with William. As you can see, he has got a clue. 6 clues now. So that means he lost a sanity and a health. So he's on 5 health and 3 sanity. For his first action, he is going to rest. He's going to get himself a sanity back. So he's back up to 4 sanity. And for his final action, he's going to get a resource as well. He's going to get a resource as well. He is staying in Sydney because 1, there's a dream portal there, and 2, we may end up, we do know that a gate is going to be there. Eventually, the Sydney gate is going to come out, and he's going to be sat right on top of it. So we want him to be able to close that gate eventually. So he can remain in Sydney, and if we get him a resource this turn round, next turn, what he can do is he can get another resource, and then hopefully acquire assets, and he'll have 2 resources to put towards that. And then he'll be ready for the next turn when the actual gate opens. Okay, and hopefully by that time he'll have moved the dream portal. At least that's the plan. So that's it for him. He's rested, got a health back, and he's gained himself a resource. That's it for William Yorick. Next up is Carolyn Fern. And here we are with Carolyn Fern. First of all, she's took a clue as well. So she's now on 5 sanity and 3 health. Also, she because she got that clue, that means there are now 7 clues knocking around. So there are 2 on the board and 5 in the possession of the investigators. If you just have a look at final analysis, I'll pop it up on the screen for you, and you can just read that. All we need is to get another investigator on her space to take a rest action. then she will spawn a clue. When she spawns that clue, there will be 8 on the board, and it means we can do the missing link reward, which will be awesome. So normally you're scrabbling around to get clues, but now we've got plenty. You know, by the time she gets to do it, by the time we get somebody on her particular space to rest, hopefully we'll have a few more than 8 on the board, but it should be pretty much a doddle. Okay, I think the idea behind having to have somebody have a rest on her space is because she's a psychologist, and the investigator who's having a rest on her space sort of has therapy, and Carolyn manages to piece together exactly what's going on. Okay, and that will trigger her missing link reward. Alright, so what's she going to do first? Well, I think she's going to acquire assets first, and once she's acquired assets, we are then going to move... Well, actually, we'll move to London first. Let's move to London first. So she moves to London. She's not going to rest, not yet. I think she'll be alright, because she's still got, you know, she's still got 3 health. So I think she'll be alright. She's got plenty of sanity. So she'll move to London, and then she's going to do an acquire assets action. And she's got, the reason she's doing it, we could have had William doing it, but she's got 3 influence. So let's have Carolyn doing it. And she does have that focus. She has a clue as well. Loath to get rid of the clue, but at least she's got a focus. And if worst comes to worst, she can always take a deck condition. Okay, let's bob across to the board and see how she does on her acquire assets action. So here we are at the asset reserve, and Carolyn, newly arrived in London, is going to use her influence of 3 to try and pick up some of this stuff. Okay, so come on Carolyn, let's be having it. Let's do it. 2 successes, 2 5s. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend this focus just to see. We'll re-roll this one, but another dice, one that actually might work instead of that one, which rolled a 1. I'm going to re-roll, and what we're going to try and do is get that 3rd success. No. Unfortunate, but 2 is good enough. Now I could pick up whiskey and kerosene because we want consecration. That's what I want. We're going to leave agency quarantine in there because we don't have enough monsters on the board for that to really kick in and be effective. Now if I did take the bank loan and a deck condition, then I could get whiskey and kerosene as well. But the makeup of the Mythos deck for stage 1, we've got no events, no green cards. It's just yellow cards, which are reckonings, and blue cards, which are rumours. And I think there's 2 reckonings and 1 rumour. So there's a good chance that we're going to get a reckoning. And if we get a reckoning, well, that's grim. Not this early in the game, anyway. And remember, she hasn't rested. And the only one we really need is consecration. We want to try and get blessed. So that's the one we're going to go for. So it's not worth getting a deck condition just for whiskey and kerosene, I think. So we'll just take consecration. I've put these up, so you should be able to read the consecration one. Cost of 2, service, when you gain this card, immediately gain 1 boon condition, then discard the card. Excellent, so good news. So I will discard that. And where are the boons? Here are the boons. So we'll do our usual crappy shuffle and a cut, and we'll just pick one off the bottom, and it is a blessing. So that's great. Put those back. Just put this there. There you go, that's a blessing, should be coming up on your screen now. Blessed condition, boon. 4 5s and 6s count as successes on your tests. If you would gain another blessed condition, flip this card instead. if you would gain a curse condition, discard this card instead. On a reckoning, we roll a die. On a 1 or a 2, we've got to get rid of the card. Boring. Much better in Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, where you only get rid of it on a 1. Now, the important thing about this card is it's not a common condition. I'll just show you a common condition. Bear with me. For example, if we had took a bank loan and got a debt condition, just look at this one here. You see it's got deal common. That means it's a common condition. Common conditions mean that Jacqueline can't look at the back of them. But this isn't a common condition. Oh, no it isn't. This is a boon. And it's a blessed condition and it isn't common. So we can look at the back. Just let me check Jacqueline's ability. Yep, once per round, when another investigator gains a non-common condition, you may look at the back of the card and gain 1 clue. So that's what we are going to do. She's going to use a psychic ability. She realises that Carolyn has been blessed and she learns the details of it. So if we look on the back, I mean, she'd have to be blessed again and she would get this. What is it? Reading the stars. So I'll flash that up. Reading the stars. In the night sky, you can clearly see the predictions set forth by the stars, and you realise there is still hope for mankind. Move the omen token to any space of the track without advancing doom, then flip this card. Okay. It's not game changing, I wouldn't have thought, but you never know when it might come in. So that's what we're going to go for. And because of that, we'll get Brian's favourite bag and a clue goes to Jacqueline. So she now has 3 clues, which is awesome. And we also have our 8 clues for Carolyn's personal story. All she has to do is to get on a space with another investigator, and that investigator rests, does a bit of therapy with her, and she will get missing link. Okay, awesome. There's still something we've got to do, isn't there? Yes, got to replace the reserve. So consecration has gone. Here is the asset deck. We'll just do a cut. Right, it has been shuffled. I'm not shuffling it on camera because this will be... that would have ended up in the middle of the deck, wouldn't it? I'm not shuffling it on camera because it's ridiculously large to shuffle, and we'll just do a cut. So this is our replacement. Investment. Should be coming up any time now. Cost of 1, task. On a reckoning, your investment has paid off. You may discard this card to gain a funding condition. Cool. Okay, so we'll put that in there. Doesn't cost too much to pick that up. And yeah, there's only really agency quarantine though. We might have William use his special ability to get rid of some of these. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's it for Carolyn. That is it for the action phase. Next up, it will be the encounter phase. And here we are with Luke in the encounter phase. He's on the moon. And he's got a cultist. We're going to do it. We're not going to avoid it. Obviously it's got... don't know why I've turned it over because there's nothing on the back. I'll show you what's off Hypnos's sheet as regards what we've got to do. As you can see there, it should be on your screen now. What we really want to do is... we want to succeed at this horror check, the will check, which is at -1. And then we can defeat this monster and we sort of wake him up. Yeah, we wake him up and he can toddle off. And that's what we want to do. Let's get rid of the monster. So we've got to do a will check. Now his will is 4. So we get 3 dice because it's -1. Need a success. And we get a 5, which is a success. That's great. So the cultist goes back in the bag. And we're free to enter the gate without spending any focus or spending a sanity. Super duper smashing, lovely, great. So get rid of those. And what we need now is, because we're going in the gate, we need an otherworld encounter. So let's get the deck. Here it is. It has been shuffled, but we'll do our usual crappy shuffle. And then we'll do a cut. So this is going to be our card. And we're in Lost Carcosa. So there we go. Should be coming up on your screen anytime now. In this world, there are 2 suns, and you cast 2 shadows. Strangely, one of your shadows seems to be moving independently from you. You can barely stand to watch this disturbing phenomenon. Well, that is another will test, but no penalty this time, so he gets all 4 dice. Come on, Luke. Oh, 2 4s and 2 1s. Right, he's going to have to spend 1 of his focus. He's got 2 focus, remember? So he's going to spend the first one. Hang on while I grab them. So first focus and second focus there. Come on. 6, yes. So we only have to spend 1 focus. He keeps 1. The hell, rolling 4 dice and not getting a success. This isn't a good start. Okay, back to the card. Anyway, we've passed it. We can go to the pass condition. Your other shadow teaches you a new ability. Gain 1 talent condition. I haven't shut the gate here, have I? Gah! Damn it! Hate these when you don't close the gate. Right, your other shadow teaches you a new ability. Gain 1 talent condition. Hang on. I'll be back in a moment because I've got to go through the boon deck. Okay, I'm back. So here's the deck. Do a crappy shuffle. The reason I had to get the boon deck is there are 2 cards, and they are talents and boons. Yep. So I normally leave them in the boon deck because you pick out more boons than you pick out talents. But you've got to sort of remember. Right, I've just done the cut there. We'll pick off the bottom. And we get studious. Put that back. So here we go. Hopefully you can see that. And it should be coming up on your screen. Studious condition, talent. Test will -1. If you pass, improve one skill of your choice and flip the card. So that's a really good one. Even though it doesn't look like we're going to close this gate, that is a very good condition. Talking of flipping the card, oh no, it's only once per round. I was going to have Jacqueline have a look on the back of that card then, but she can only use that ability once per round, and she's already done it on the blessing. Okay, right, so he's got a talent off his other shadow. When the sun's set, you try to remember the way you came. Oh, we can still close the gate. Sorry, that was me. That didn't... Just read the card properly, Paul. Duh. So we've got to do a law check. So we're still in with a chance here, gang. What's his law? His law is 4. Awesome. And we've still got a focus. So 1, 2, 3. That's 6 that we just rolled. And another one. And... yeah, it's a straight check, so all 4 dice. I don't believe it, another 4 dice and it hasn't passed. What's going on? Okay, he's going to use his last focus now. He's going to roll another dice. Bloody hell. Come on. 6. Get in. Bloody 5 dice to roll a success. Twice. Oh, how annoying. But at least we've closed it. It's been a lot more annoying if you hadn't got it on the last dice there. Right, if you pass, you return home. Close this gate. So we did close it. Woo! And I think something kicks in when he closes a gate. Bear with me. I'll discard that over here. And discard that. Alright. It's his dream box, I think, which should be coming up on his screen now. Yeah, when you close a gate during an Otherworld encounter, gain a focus. So he gets his focus back. Alright. That's very strong ability. But really, rolling 4 dice, I should be getting at least a success. And if that gate corresponds to the current omen, we'd get a sanity back. But no, it was a blue constellation gate, and the current omen is a green comet. So he doesn't get a sanity back. But he has closed the gate. Well done, son. Brilliant. Got there in the end. Oh, 8 dice. Didn't get a success. Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to start rolling better than that, Luke. Good God, man. Alright, so that's it for Luke. Next up, it is going to be Jacqueline. And here we are with Jacqueline. She is going to try and pick up that clue, so it is a research encounter. So that is this deck. Already been shuffled, but we'll do a crappy shuffle as we always do, and a cut. And let's see what we get. So we're on a wilderness space. So there it is. Wilderness. You sense that you are being stalked by a terrible presence, but no matter which way you run, you always return to the same clearing. Observation test -1. The observation is 3, which is good, and she does have a focus. So 3 dice. I hope she does better with 3 than Luke's been doing with 4. Come on. A 5, yes. So she did succeed. Awesome. Back to the card. If you pass, you find a path that did not exist before and the evil presence fades away. Retreat doom by 1. Well, that's fantastic. We'll move the doom back to 13. What's not fantastic is we don't pick up the clue. In fact, that's abysmal. How annoying. I hate it when that happens. Same with when you succeed and you don't get a gate. You don't end up closing a gate. It's just so annoying. Right, okay. So, I don't think she can really hang around there either. I was hoping to get her to San Francisco or Arkham or something. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'll think about that later. Okay, that's it for Jacqueline. Next up, it is William. And here we are with William in Sydney. Let's just move that out of the way so we can get this in. Doubtless we will be rolling because he is on Sydney that has the dream portal to unknown Kadath, and we want to get rid of that. In order to do that, we've got to do the dream within a dream mystery. I'll flick the card up, but basically it says, as an encounter, an investigator on a space containing a dream portal may discard that dream portal. That's what he's going to do. We'll put it off to one side. To attempt to distinguish reality from fantasy. They draw and resolve a dream within a dream special encounter, then spawn that dream portal. So we'll get the special encounters. They're here. And what we'll do is the usual routine. There we go, and a cut. Let's flick this over. Right. That has focused, so it should be on your screen shortly. Dream within a dream. As you lie in your bed, teetering between sleep and wakefulness, you realise suddenly that your body is completely immobilised. You are struck by the sensation of someone standing next to your bed, watching you. But you rationalise with yourself that this could not be the case. Law -1. I don't think law is his strongest suit. Let's have a look. What's your law, Billy? Oh, it's a 3. And he's got 2 focus. And it's -1, isn't it? So he's going to be rolling 2 dice, which I haven't been rolling particularly well. Come on. Go on, Billy. There's 1, which the one that missed is a 5. Thank God for that. At least somebody's rolling well. So we move to the pass condition. Reason overcomes fear, and as the terror passes, you call upon every fibre of your being to fight against the paralysis. A will check. Alright, his will is 3 as well, but this has no penalty, so we'll give him the full 3 dice. And another 5, which is a pass. If you pass, you jolt upright in your bed, sweating profusely. Place 1 Eldritch token on the active mystery. Oh boy. That's what we like. If we fail, we didn't fail. So you can read that if you wish. But we've put an Eldritch token on the mystery, and that's an excellent start. So I'll discard that other one. And rid of those. Let's grab an Eldritch token. Here's the Eldritch token. Put that in there. So 1 Eldritch token on the mystery. We just need 1 more. So we've got a chance of completing this mystery this turn. Because next up is Carolyn at London, where there's another dream portal. But just before we get to that, where is the unknown Kadath dream portal going to go to? Focus. We shall find out. Bring this back into shot. Take all these out. Flick it over because I don't want to see what's on the bottom. And right. So we've got London and we've got Sydney. Put them off to one side. If this is a gate in the Dreamlands, we keep going. We keep revealing till we get a gate that isn't in the Dreamlands. And that is where the dream portal is going to open next. And what have we got? Buenos Aires. So we will put that on top like that. I nearly put it out on the board then. But no. So we know the top 3 gates. It's London, then it's Sydney, then it's Buenos Aires. Put that back here, get that out of the way. And I will move this dream portal to Buenos Aires. Okay, awesome. So that is it for William. Let's see if we can get this mystery done. Over to Carolyn in London. And here we are with Carolyn. It's going to be exactly the same. Because she's, as an encounter, she's going to try... Well, she does get rid of the... to the underworld. The dream portal disappears from London, but it's going to go somewhere else. But she has to have an encounter. So here's the remaining deck. And we'll go again. This is the encounter she gets. Dream within a dream. I think that's focused. Should be coming up now. Dream within a dream. Your enjoyment of a lovely afternoon stroll through the park is cut tragically short as water begins to seep up from the ground around your ankles. The water is rising at an alarming rate, and by the time it reaches your shoulders, You begin to feel pangs of panic in the pit of your stomach, and that is a will -1 check. What is her will? Come on, Carolyn. What have you got, kid? Her will is 4, so that's good. So, but I'm not doing well at rolling 4 dice, am I? Oh, -1. It's going to be 3 dice. Come on, Carolyn, you can do it. Oh, God. Right, all these dice are going. I've got loads more where you came from. Bear with me. Right, boys, you're up. Whereas you lot go back in the bag. I've had enough of your messing around. Okay. It's gonna spend. Oh no, she was blessed. Ah, I'm an idiot. Did I get any 4s there? Did I get any 4s? I can't remember. Oh, damn. Hold on, I'll check. No, it was 2 2s and a 1. So, yeah, you still go back in a bag. But for the re-roll, I'm going to do a re-roll. I'm going to have to spend a clue. So, I don't want to fail this. So, we are going to spend a clue. Unfortunate, but I think we can get it back. So we'll discard the clue. And this time we're going to roll a blessed dice, a blue one. A 6, yes. So hopefully this will mean we get an Eldritch token. Alright. Finding that you're unable to wake, you instead perform a hasty ritual that will allow you to breathe underwater. Law -1. Nobody else, you've got another one. Her law is, I think it's 4. So 3 blessed dice. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 2 6s. Easy. That's better. These blue dice know how to behave. If you pass, the water eventually ceases trying to drown you, and you wake soaked from head to toe. Place 1 Eldritch token on the active mystery. Woo! Fantastic. Read the fail condition if you wish. I am digging out an Eldritch token. Well, nearly forgot she was blessed. Nearly ended in disaster. But we should be able to complete that mystery at the end of the laugh and chuckle phase. Speaking of which, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. And while I was editing, I noticed that yes, I forgot to respawn the Underworld Dream Portal, so we'll do that now just before we get into the real fun and games. I'll bring this out of here. London, Sydney and Buenos Aires are on the top. Next one is San Francisco. So that's okay because it's not a Dreamlands gate. Put that back in order. So we know the top 4 gates now. And the Underworld. Whoop, let's flip it over. San Francisco has a dream portal to the Underworld. Cool. Right. Next up, Laugh and Chuckles. Let's get that. There we are. There's the deck. Drop something on the floor, pick it up, and let's see what we get. So it's either a reckoning or a rumour. What have we got? A bloody rumour. Brilliant. We could have got a deck condition after all. Okay, right. Okay, think that has focused. So let's have a look, should be coming up now. First things first, clues. So we generate 2 clues. So again, even though we spent a clue with Caroline, we've got back up over 8. Where did I put the clue bag? It's over here. So we spawn 2 more clues. And first one, where's that going? Make sure it's the right way up. I've done this one before. That's the right way up. Space 9. DL, just Jacqueline. She's she's just a clue magnet. They're surrounding her. And another clue. And where does this go? Cellar face. Cellar face. So that's over here. Duck underneath. And just plonk it up there. There we go. That's in the Dreamlands. So it's at least one clue that's nowhere near Jacqueline. Right, so that's the clues. The rumour is happening on Space 15, which is South Africa. Let me get the token. And there we go. Rumour at South Africa. 3 Eldritch tokens we need. Dig them out. 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 Eldritch tokens. Just plonk them there. And let's get into the card. The gangs in South Africa are uniquely adept in using violence and intimidation to take what they want. They have begun to use the nation's international shipping to spread their influence around the world. Scavengers. Ongoing rumour. As an encounter, an investigator on Space 15 may investigate, observation -1. If they pass, they may spend clues equal to the investigators to solve this rumour. 4 clues, that's steep. When there are no Eldritch tokens on this card, each investigator discards 1 item possession, 1 ally asset, 1 task asset, 1 spell, 1 talent condition, 1 improvement token, and 1 focus. And then you solve the rumour. Well, at least nobody dies. But you lose all your stuff. It could be worse, but it's still pretty bad. And on a reckoning, discard 1 Eldritch token from this card. Ooh, little kitty in the corner is actually a Dreamlands rumour. So how thematic's that? But we could do without it. Let me put it on a stand. Bear with me. Oh, there we are, we've got it on a stand. I'll put it up here, out of the way. And those 3 tokens, put them next to it. Okay, so it's a bit out of the way, South Africa as well, for everybody. Don't think anybody can get there. Oh, perhaps William can make it. There's a shipping lane. If he gets a shipping ticket, he can get there. What's his observation? 2. Rubbish. His observation is rubbish, but he does have 2 focus. An observation -1 test as well. Be rolling a single die, and he's not blessed. That's bad. Carolyn is blessed, but for her to get down to South Africa is 1, 2. Oh, 2 turns. If she already had a ship ticket, she could get another ship ticket and she could make it. But she doesn't have a ship ticket. You can't get 2 ship tickets in the same turn. So, bummer. She can't get there. She could get to space 10 though. We'll have a think about that. We'll have a think about that. We'll have plenty of time in between for you guys to think up something clever as regards the rumour. But it might have to be William. Yeah, because a gate hasn't come out, so we've still got London to come out before Sydney. If he could get up there, sort this rumour out, he could get back in time for the Sydney gate opening. Ooh. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, so that is it. One of the things is, it's going to quicken this actual episode up, because we're not doing a reckoning, because a reckoning takes ages. But we've got away with that. I'll put them back in a minute. And yeah, we've just got a rumour. In fact, it's not too bad. It's not a bad rumour. And from what I've played this game quite a few times now. I'd rather get a rumour, you know, unless it's a really, really, really bad one. I'd rather get a rumour when early. Because everybody's in the best shape that they're going to be in during the game, and you've probably got a good chance of actually doing the rumour. I mean, if this one ends up that we don't, because it's early in the game, it's not like we've got tons and tons of stuff that we're going to lose. On that big list of things that you lose there, you know, a lot of our investigators don't have any of that, so they wouldn't end up losing that much. At the end of the game, that'd be a real horrible rumour, because there's a chance like you'd be, you know, handing over loads of, discarding lots of stuff. But as it stands, it's not too bad. We'll take that. And what we do know now is the next two, yes, the next two Mythos cards will be reckonings. So we've got to bear that in mind as regards, you know, taking things like debt conditions on, things like that, dark pacts, that sort of stuff. You all know my views on dark pacts and things like that, but yes, definitely don't take them on when you know reckonings are coming. Take them on as a last resort. So we may not, as far as debt conditions go, I don't think we'll be taking a debt condition for a while. And how did it go? Went okay. I'm hoping it'll go better now I've swapped all those dice out, which were ridiculous. I don't think I've ever rolled so badly. We ended up getting through, but I was re-rolling like mad to just get a single success there. It was ridiculous. I think he only did 2 straight rolls where he actually got a success during the encounter phase, you know, without having to spend a focus or anything. And it wasn't like I was only rolling 1 or 2 dice. Buddy Luke, and that debacle with Caroline. How could I forget she was blessed? I bet if I'd rolled 3 blue dice, if I'd remembered she was blessed and had rolled 3 blue dice, I bet I wouldn't have had to spend that clue that I spent. So that's a bit of a pain. But that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Alright, so the dream portals have moved. So we've no longer got dream portals on Sydney and London. They're now on Buenos Aires and San Francisco. Perhaps Jacqueline can get to the San Francisco one eventually. And, oh, God, nearly forgot. What is up? I just sorry, my mind. It's the end of the Mythos phase. Let's get this bloody mystery sorted. So, should be coming up on your screen now. So, at the end of the Mythos phase, if there are Eldritch tokens on this card equal to half the investigators, solve this mystery. The mystery is solved. Oh, we've got loads to do now. So, we'll discard that. Take that out. That's discarded. I'll put it at the side. Put those Eldritch tokens back. Pop that back. Mythos. And where did I put the mysteries? There it did. We'll get our new mystery. I should have flattened these out. It's because they've been in the box for so long. It's beginning to annoy me. That one sticks up a bit. It annoys me. Alright, so got about 5 of these. Right, so this is going to be our new mystery. I'll put that there. Go back. Let's see what our new mystery is. Visions of Hypnos. Right, I think that's focused. Should be coming up on your screen now. Visions of Hypnos. Hypnos appears to all who enter his realm, and he who witnesses the glorious and terrible visions of Hypnos may find that his mind has already fallen under the sway of the Master of Dreams. After an investigator resolves a Dreamlands encounter, he may attempt to resist Hypnos' visions, a will -1 check. We have Luke in the Dreamlands, and he's awesome. Especially with will, so he may be able to do this. If he passes, he may spend 1 clue to place 1 clue on this card. He's got clues. 1. If he fails, he loses 1 sanity and moves to a random space. At the end of the Mythos phase, there are clues on this card equal to the number of investigators solve this mystery, so we need to get 4 clues on this card. We need to get somebody else up there. And the person who's got the most clues at the moment is Jacqueline. So that's something else to have a think about. But Visions of Hypnos is our new mystery. I shall place it here. We have completed a mystery. I'm sure that means that 2 people's personal stories have kicked in. First of all, we have Luke. Shadow of Doubt. When a mystery is solved, discard this card and gain the Dreamer reward. So we'll gain the Dreamer reward. There we are. Dreamer reward. When you gain this card, gain 1 walking the ley lines unique asset. Oh, let's look through all these now. Is that a task? Bear with me. Yes, it is a task. There's probably more than 1, so I'll have to get them all out. Bear with me. Bloody hell, there's 6. There is 6. But that makes it nice and easy, because what we're going to do is we're just going to roll a die. So 1 at the top, and the 6th one's the bottom one. Just roll a die. A 3. Hopefully you can see that. So it's a 3. So 1, 2, 3. These can go back in the unique assets. Shuffle them in. And okay, so this is a task. There you are. Walk in the ley lines, unique asset. Task. When you close a gate during an otherworld encounter, place that gate on this card. Then you may flip this card. Because it's a task, what it is I think the more gates that we can get on this card before we flip it, the better. So we'll give that to Luke. And is there anything else on his Dreamer reward? When you close a gate during an otherworld encounter, gain 1 clue and 1 focus. Yes, somebody in the comments said that when Luke actually completes his personal story, he's a beast. And yes, that makes him a beast. He's going to be awesome for us from now on. Good old Luke. Okay. So that's Luke sorted. I think we've got 1 more, and I think it's William. To be or not to be. When a mystery is solved, discard this card and gain the commitment reward. So let's have a look what his commitment reward is. There we are. Commitment reward. When you gain this card, improve observation on one other skill of your choice. So we'll get observation. And that is awesome, especially if he's going to do the observation test down there at South Africa for the rumour. So his observation is now 3, and he can improve something else. What to improve? I think he'll improve his strength. Just get it up to 4. So he's got 4 strength now. What's on the rest of the card? Oh. When you defeat a monster during a combat encounter, gain a resource. Cool. Right, so he now has commitment. And Luke has Dreamer. Yes. 2 personal stories done. Yes, excellent first turn. Leave that on there, it'll just fall off the table. Don't want that happening. Yes, 2 personal stories done. Fantastic. Okay, we've got a rumour, but we've got a plan. William solves the rumour. Job's a good one. Jacqueline, perhaps we send her to San Francisco. Perhaps we get her to have a little sleepy and go to the Dreamlands and help out with this second mystery. Caroline, I have to have a think what she's going to do. She's a bit out of it there in London. But yeah, have a think about what she's going to do. And nudge that. The expedition. William, South Africa, and Luke. Yeah, Luke just keep knocking around in the Dreamlands, I think. Try and perhaps he could get to Celophaeus. Perhaps. No, I don't think he can. But he can certainly get to Dialathleen. And perhaps he'll be able to... He's got a clue already. So perhaps he will be able to make a start on the mystery. And he may be able to pick something up in Dialathleen. It's a city. So... perhaps we can acquire some assets or something. I'll have a think before next turn. But generally, that's gone okay, even with the rumour. And I'm sure now that I've got a load of new dice that I've pulled out of the bag and put those underperforming ones into the bag, that things will be much better next turn on the rolling the dice front. Just have to remember that Caroline is blessed. That will help. Okay, oh yeah, and the Doom as well. The Doom's now on 13. We knocked the Doom back 1. Okay, we didn't get the clue that we went for, but at least we knocked the Doom back by 1. Okay, right. That is it for episode 1 of Eldritch Horror and Hypnos and Otherworldly Dreams. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for likes and the dislikes and any comments that you've made. The stars are right. But you are the stars and you're all right. Okay. I think I'll probably get sick of that soon. It's rubbish, isn't it? But I'm going to keep saying it. Alright. Oh, anybody who's been across to Board Game Geek. Board Game Links is like, I don't think that's worked for bloody a year. Those of you that go to Board Game Geek and vote up the video threads that I leave over there, thanks very much. All the likes, Geek Gold, comments, thank you so much. And lastly, but by no means least, those of you that have popped over to Ko-fi.com and helped support the channel by tipping me a brew, thank you so much. It is much appreciated. And that is it for episode 1. I hope you will join me for episode 2. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.